Stop putting yourself in positions to where you have to restart your healing season. Your first response should not be defense mode. I do not want to bleed on the people that did not cause me the hurt. Purposeful family. Welcome back to another episode of the Purposeful Podcast. I am your hostess with the mostest, Dannika Giddings, and we are back like we never left for the year 2026. I am so excited for this year. As you can see, it's just me and you guys. I feel like it's a while since we had just a little, besties, family, one-on-one, heart to heart, because we're going to be talking about some things that might come for you guys. I feel like I don't know, but we're family, so we don't take offense over here. I'm gonna be talking about some things that has been on my heart that I was just thinking about constantly, especially in the year 2026. We are just at the beginning of the year. Actually, this is one of the fastest Januaries ever. I feel like January it's been doing its thing. It's been going, because this is the fastest I think we've ever come. We're mid-month. We are mid-month right now. So before we get into all we're going to talk about today, all the nitty-gritties of and all the good stuff, go ahead and like, share, subscribe, send this to somebody, let them join the Purposeful Podcast, the Purposeful family. As you know, here over on the Purposeful Podcast, we are more than just a podcast, we are a family. So grab your pillow, sheets, blanket, get comfortable. We're going to be talking about resilience, we're going to be talking about growth, we're going to be talking about development in the year 2026, because this year cannot be a repeat of last year. And I'm going to tell you guys why. I was thinking about all the things that's been happening from 2020 when the pandemic started up until now, and I realized something. I feel like all of the self-care era and all the growth and all that, that's really great. Listen, mandatory. That is necessary for the next step. But I was sitting and I was thinking about a few things that I want to share with you guys today. And I just need all of us to be on the same page, because this year, baby, we are not being stagnant. This year, we are not doing the same things that we did in 2025. We're just not doing that. I feel like this year, like, big things are going to be happening. So I was thinking about the fact that I don't know about you guys, but for the longest while, I've been in a healing season. I've been in a healing season, and I've been growing and I've been developing, and I love that for me. But one of the things I realize is I am constantly in a healing season, because I'm constantly putting myself in positions to be heard, to then have to restart the healing season, the healing cycle. So while healing is good and great and all that, because listen, you need to heal from all the things of the past and so on, but stop putting yourself in positions to where you have to restart your healing season. I know a lot of times we see all these videos, podcasts, influencers, and all these things, people talking about healing and growing and development, and it's always a self-care era and a self-growth, and you're cutting off people and you're setting boundaries and all of that. Let that not be your lifestyle, though. Please don't let your healing season transition into your entire lifestyle, because you're repeating cycles and you're putting yourself back in position to where you got to restart the healing process, or you got to continuously heal from something. Be intentional about that period that you set aside for your healing and your growth, and focus on that. Focus on getting over the trauma. Focus on getting over the emotion behind the blunt, the hit, the trauma. The emotion is what I think we normally need to process in order to heal, because the event happened. You can't change it. I think sometimes we try to erase the memory of what happened, but I think that's counterproductive. When you experience something, it's always going to be there. It's going to be embedded in your memory, whether you like it or not, unless you have some kind of thing that causes you to forget stuff, which Why would you want to forget it? I think that the healing journey should teach you how to use those situations, those scenarios, those experiences for development, setting boundaries. It can either teach you what to do or what not to do in the next season. So carry the experience, take it with you in the next season in a positive way. So listen, this is the step that I took the last time, and this is what happened. So how about we use this memory of what happened when we took this step to not take that step again, but to try a different route. So you're using your experience, you're taking your experiences with you, but not having it be attached to all the emotional aspect that causes it to drag you down or weigh you down, but rather to use as knowledge, use as wisdom, use as leverage for the next season. I think that is what happens when you allow your experiences to mold and shift and change your mindset. That is necessary. So I want us in the year 2026 to not just exist in the healing season, but rather be intentional about it and let your experiences be worthwhile. Because I find myself in a repeated cycle of going through a major experience. The first major thing that happened to me, it happened in 2023, and I'll tell you guys about it, but not right now. Not right now. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get to the point where I want to talk to you about all these things. I mean, I do want to talk to you guys, but it's a bit difficult for me to open up about certain things, you know. But your girl is, we're getting there. We're getting to that point. So 2023 was a really difficult year for me. Yeah, that was crazy work. And then I decided to step back from everything, and I began my healing season. Did I begin it in 2023? I think that I did. Yeah, I began my healing season. Oh no, but I wasn't doing it the right way. So in 2023, I had this really big thing happen to me that I'll tell you guys about one of these days, one of these good days. But I began my healing season in that time, and it was not productive because I wasn't doing it the right way. I was more in isolation than I was in solitude. I just cut myself off from anything and everybody, but that is how I know how to deal with things. That's how I know how to deal with hurt. That's how I know how to deal with emotions, because one of the things I don't want to do, and I think this is kind of a good and a bad thing, but one of the things that I don't want to do, I do not want to bleed on the people that did not cause me the hurt. I don't even want to bleed on the people that caused me the hurt. I just want to separate myself from all of it. Sometimes I try to pretend as though it never happened. But like I said, that is counterproductive. That is not the way that you do it. I tend to, or I used to rather, because I'm coming out of that. I'm still working on it. God is still working. God is still working. But I used to isolate myself from everything and everybody, and I disappeared from the people that cares about me and that I care about for a long time. And that was the way that I knew how to deal with trauma. And that was not productive because it was not intentional. It was just me isolating because I did not know how to process my emotions. And that brings me to another thing that I want to let you know. You should not just cut yourself off from the people that cares about you. I know we have this notion in our minds that we don't owe anybody any explanation. Newsflash, you do. You do owe the people that cares about you a reason for your disappearance, for your isolation, for your solitude, for your silence. You take people, this is an unpopular opinion, so don't come for me. Don't come for me. When you decide that you're just gonna take some time. That's great. That is fine. That is absolutely necessary. And like I said, when you do it intentionally. Go into solitude and not isolation. But when you do that, when you decide that you want to take some time for yourself to do whatever, if you're anything like me, you just go silent, you shut the world out, you just cut everybody off, you don't answer your phone, all those different things. But that is not okay. That is not okay. You owe it to the people that cares about you and that you care about, that you want lasting relationships with, to explain an explanation or some sort of briefing of your disappearance, of your silence, because that takes people on an emotional roller coaster to where they're trying to figure out now, did I do anything wrong? Is she okay? This, that, and third. You send people in a panic mode, in a worry mode, for not necessarily any particular reason, but the fact that you just want space. And wanting space is fine, but you have to consider how you distancing yourself and taking a moment of silence would affect the people around you. And it's a bit selfish, and sometimes it's necessary to be selfish, but in this case I feel like there is a way to go about things. Like I always say, it's not what you do, it's how you do it. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. Maybe sometimes it's what you say, but it is how you say it. It's the delivery of the thing, because it's inconsiderate to have somebody worry about you for no particular reason just because you want space, which is fine. Again, space is good, but you at least owe it to the people that you care about to let them know why they wouldn't hear from you in 2 weeks or 3 weeks or a month, and they're busy panicking. That is not okay. Take the time that you need. Be intentional about the time that you take to heal. Allow yourself to process your emotions and take the experiences that you have from that season into your next season as wisdom, as knowledge, as the understanding of what to do or what not to do. I personally am being intentional this year, 2026, about coming out of the center of my healing season, of centralizing my healing season. And because I don't think you're ever going to be completely healed, there's always life events and so on that is taking place daily. There's always emotions that are going to be attached to the different events that may cause you some sort of emotional discomfort, mental discomfort, things that you have to process. But this year, I will not be centrally in my healing season, but rather I want to step out of that. I'm being very intentional about stepping out of that into my season of becoming. So 2026 is no longer the healing focused year, but more of the becoming focus year. My aim is to be intentional about every single thing that I do, and most importantly, have God in the center. Have God in the center of everything that I do, whether it be business, investments, whether it be my mental health, my emotional, physical health, my job, my home, my family, every single thing. I'm looking to be intentional about having God in the center, because I've tried it. I have tried it the other way. I have tried it. And one of the things that one of the reasons why I feel comfortable on speaking about having God in the center, somebody said to me, it's good and it's great that you are in this season where you're serving God, where you're doing all these things, but they don't understand why people make it their entire personality when they get it into a space where they're closer to God. I don't want to say religion, because for me, it is not religion, it is relationship. My aim is not to look godly and look as though I have it all together. And if you know anything about me, and if you listen to the Purposeful Podcast, you know that I say it all the time. I do not have it all together. I'm nowhere close, and I do not want people to think that I do. I do not want you to look at my life and be like, "Oh, she got it all together." No. No. I am far from that. I would say that God is working. God is working. He is still moving. He is still doing what needs to be done, molding and shifting and changing me in this season. And I believe that that will be a continuous process. There is something that I will need to give up. There's always something that I will try to idolize unconsciously. Like I realized the other day, I'm back in the gym. I'm being very active in the gym and stuff like that. I'm being intentional about the weight that I want to get to, because I know a lot of people, their struggle is losing weight. My struggle, if you know me, is gaining and keeping weight. So I'm back in the gym. I'm doing good. I am just doing all the things that I want to do so far for 2026. I know we just started. But one of the things I realized I was doing is idolizing the gym. It's like, oh, I have to go to the gym. I have to get to this weight. I have to this, that. And when I wake up in the morning, I go to the gym for 5 in the morning. When I wake up in the morning, that's my focus. Like I have to get there. It's not a bad thing to want to do the things that we want to do. It's not a bad thing to focus on the gym. It's not a bad thing to have laser focused on your goals, but never let your goals be the priority over God. My thought process in the morning should be, oh, let me thank God for waking me up. I always do, but I do it because of routine. Like I wake up and I pray and I thank God for the day. I'm grateful for the day. In my heart of hearts, I'm grateful for everything that God has done for me. But I find that even when I'm praying, I'm just thinking, okay, I gotta get this, I gotta get that, I gotta go to the gym, I gotta prepare, I gotta reach there for 5. I'm in the presence of God, and I'm thinking about what I need to get done outside of the presence of God, instead of being indulged and engulfed in His presence, in His glory, and just being in that moment. I am thinking about what I need to get done outside of that. And I believe that when that starts to happen is when we lose the whole point of it. You know, I'm speaking to you guys, and I'm speaking to myself also. I'm getting to the place where I am actually understanding what is happening as I am speaking to you. As I'm speaking to you, this is real time. This is real time understanding what is happening. So I believe that, yeah, we lose the focus and the whole point and purpose of everything when we start to idolize the things that we have to do for God, even if it's for God. When we idolize the things that we have to do for God, or the things that we have to do in general, over God Himself. When we idolize the creation over the Creator, and we do so unconsciously, it could be the smallest thing. As long as the focus shifts from bringing the glory to God, so any other thing, for example, the podcast, if my focus shifts from doing the thing God has called me to do, bringing light to purpose, bringing light to people understanding their purpose, and tying back all of that to the glory of God, to the reason for creation, to all of that. If I shift that focus of the podcast and I start to focus on the numbers, on the spotlight, I'm not going to post because I don't get this amount of views, because that happened to me at the beginning when I started the podcast and I realized that it didn't get a certain amount of views. I would be so discouraged, and I wouldn't want to post. I don't want that to be the thing. I'm trying to be intentional, because it's easy to get carried away. It's easy to focus on the applause and the approvals and the yes and the no's, and let it affect you to the point where you start to doubt, or you walk away from the things that God has called you to do. That is somewhere that I don't want to be, and I want you guys, if you guys can keep me accountable with that, if you're watching any episode of the Purposeful Podcast and you realize that, hey, she is not She's not. Something is off. Please hold my hand, and say what you gotta say. I can take it. Listen, we're family. I can take it. And steer me back the right way, please, because sometimes we do it and we don't even know that we're doing it. So you guys can feel free 100% to hold me accountable for the things that I say and the things that I do. I am not perfect. I'm not perfect. I am far from it. I err, I make mistakes, I sometimes do and say things that affect people and affect people around me, and that's just it. I'm mere human. And I think that's one of the things that we need to learn to accept. Everybody wants to be right. Everybody wants to be right. And I don't understand that. I don't understand not admitting that you were wrong in an area. Though I have had my moments where I really and truly 100% did not believe that I was wrong, and I was not gonna say that I was wrong. But I'm learning in this season, and I've been learning for a while, that when something affects people, when you're wrong, sometimes you can't see it. Matter of fact, majority of the times you can't see it. So it takes, if the people that you love are trying to steer you in the right way, why do we take offense to that? You know? Why do we take offense to that? We sometimes we say, "Oh, does she think that she got it all together?" Maybe she just cares about you enough to tell you. Maybe, just maybe, that person cares enough about you to try to get through to you. And I find that it happens a lot in even relationships, families, platonic relationships, friendships, all of that, to where, let's say somebody, you do something that offends your friend. You do something that offends your friend. In your eyes, it is not offensive at all. As a matter of fact, maybe it wasn't even your intention. It wasn't your intention to offend your friend. Nevertheless, your friend felt offended. Your friend comes to you and say, "I didn't like that you did this. This made me feel this kind of way." Your first response should not be defense mode. It should not be defense mode. It should not be justification as to why you did what you did or you said what you said. Especially, oh my gosh. And I this get onto my skin so much. If you do something to me and I'd be like, "Hey, purposeful family, this that you said right here, this that you did, I don't really like it. I feel like it kind of made me feel a certain way." And your response is, "Oh, well, remember the last time that 2 years ago when you had said this and I didn't say anything about it?" That pisses me off. That pisses me off. Why did you not say something 2 years ago? Why are you now waiting until you do something that offend me, and then I say, "Hey, this, I didn't like it," and now you're bringing up the thing that I did 2 years ago as a defense, as a reason, as a justification for you doing and saying what you? That's not okay. Let's leave that in 2025. Let's leave the defense mode in 2025. Let's take accountability. Let's go into 2026. Let's go out through the year. We're going to take accountability with us. Accountability is our friend. We're going to take responsibility for our actions. We're going to take intentionality. We're going to take intentionality with us. Resilience. All of those things with us. We will not be in a space of our mindset of defeat in 2026. That's not how this year is going to go. That's not how this year is going to go. We're going to take wisdom with us. We're going to take all those experiences that we have. Take the emotions out of it. Take the hurt out of it. We're leaving the hurt there. But we're taking the experience as wisdom and knowledge of how to navigate the next season. That's what we're taking in 2026. So moving forward, I think there's so much. I almost threw this damn. Let's take communication. Communication is big. We're going to take that with us in 2026. Also, I feel like a lot of relationships, a lot of friendships, a lot of all these things have ended. A lot of families have been torn apart because of communication or the lack thereof. We are so prideful. Everybody want to be right. Everybody want to be in a space where, oh, I told you so, or oh, yeah, she did that, and I. Let's take communication to the next level in this season, in the year 2026. It is long overdue. If you care, there are some. I know that there are certain things that don't deserve your response. I get that. I feel like everybody is grown. There are people that understand that they're going to hurt you if they do this. If I do this, it is going to hurt her, and then they do it anyways. Some of those things, I don't think it deserves a response. You don't need closure. The fact that they did it is closure enough, in my opinion. Don't take any grudge. Don't take any hurt. Don't take all of that personally, because sometimes it is not about you. Majority of the times it's not about you. Majority of the times it is about that person's character. That is who they are. Did they lie to you? Yeah, but that's their lie. That is who they are. So when you take it personally and you take all these attacks and you want closure, and then you don't get it, you don't get the sorry that you're looking for, then you have this weight on your chest all the time. You're looking out for them to respond. You're just stuck in the time frame of the hurt because you can't move on from it because you didn't get closure. Leave those alone. Leave those situations alone. But if it's a case where you have a relationship, friendship, whatever, that you know that this person genuinely care about you and they made a mistake, or their actions could have hurt you, but it wasn't their intention, have a conversation. Do not just take whatever it is that you're feeling and then you just, oh, well, I this is what he meant. And you stick with the thought, because a lot of times, ladies, I just gotta call us out on this one. A lot of times we let our assumptions form a scenario of their thought process, of their mindset in the time that they did what they did. The assumption formed this scenario, and we stick to that. We stick to that like white on rice. And nothing that they say or do could change our minds from what we think that is. When sometimes really that's not the scenario. And I know that we have our intuitions, and 9 times out of 10 our intuitions are right. But let's give people some grace. Let us give our families a little more grace. Let us communicate. Now, if you find that you're trying to communicate what effect this thing that they did or say had on you, and you find that they have completely disregard your emotion towards that, I don't know, maybe that's something that you could set a boundary. You can set a boundary. Do not allow yourself to have as much allow them rather to have as much access to you. Because the Bible said to guard your heart. Guard your heart. Because out of it flows the issues of life. So if you see that a situation is going to affect you in the future, if it has before, if you've given them the benefit of the doubt, and you try to have the conversations, and you try to do the whole, reconciliation thing, and you tried, and you're the only one trying, it may be time to set a boundary. It may be time to set a boundary. And understand that yes, you can love them. Yes, you can care. Yes, all of the things are necessary. Matter of fact, it is necessary to love them. But don't put yourself in a situation to where they can hurt or break you. Set a boundary. Like I say, love them from afar. Love them from over here. Love them enough to care should something happen. Love them enough to show up if need be. But do not overextend yourself, because there are some people that, and this is no, I don't know if it's any fault of theirs. I don't know, but there are some people that are takers. I call them takers. There are some people that do not know how to navigate a space where they have to give or reciprocate. They know how to take. And you being the person that is giving, whether it be your time, your emotions, your everything else, you being a person that is giving, you're going to continue giving, and they're going to continue taking, not in an effort to hurt or affect you, but that is what they know. They know how to take, so they will take. And it's not that they're taking from you by force, they're taking because you are giving. Let's work on communication. Let's work on just becoming a people that knows how to love and be there for each other, that is not in competition all the time. Life is not a competition. I know we've been taught otherwise. I know society has taught us to compete with everything, with each other, with in the standard of beauty and business and all these things. We've been taught to have a competitive attitude. But I want us to come to a place where we are not competing with the next person, but we are lifting the next person up. Now, there are some people that when you try to lift them, they try to pull you down. You will know those people. I know that you will know those people. Leave them. It's fine. And it's not that they're less than you. It is not that you're more than them. It is not any of those things. But certain people have a certain capacity that maybe you surpass their capacity. And it's not an offense to anybody. It's not negative in no way. It's like you're in a relationship with somebody and you find that it doesn't work. It doesn't work because you are constantly on different levels. You're constantly on different way of thinking. And it doesn't necessarily mean that either of you are bad people if a relationship doesn't work. It could mean that you are feeling, let's say you're feeling as though the person is not giving you 100%, but that person is feeling underappreciated because they feel as though they're pouring out their all, and they feel as though it's not enough for you. And you're there thinking, they're not giving me 100%. They're not putting in as much effort. And that person is maxed out. Their 100% is your 60%. And that's okay. That's fine. That's nobody's fault. But I want us to be intentional about understanding where we're not at capacity with people. It's not nobody's fault. Nobody's good at good. Nobody's bad. Nobody's better than anybody. You're just not at capacity with that person. So in 2026, find yourself in rooms where you have the capacity to grow. The room have the capacity to facilitate all that you are, all that you have. Do you know, like, have you ever heard, if you're anything like me, you've heard this before, you're doing too much. Calm down. Why are you doing so much? You always do too much. You're so extra. You are. For the room that you're in, you're extra. Remove yourself from that room. That room does not have the capacity. Those people, that person does not have the capacity to facilitate all that you are and all that you're pouring out. And that's okay. That's okay. They're maxed out there. If you stay there, if you stay in that environment, you will not be able to grow. Where are you going to grow? You're always going to have restrictions. You're always going to have do's and don'ts that will limit you from getting to your fullest capacity, because the space that you are in cannot facilitate all that you are. So find yourself in a room that has the ability to take and receive and add and even multiply all that you are. Find yourself in a room where, let's say, you have an idea and you have an outburst. Because a lot of times when people tell you you're too much, it's because you have this outburst and they be like, that's a bit much. Find yourself in rooms where you have, let's say you have an outburst of an idea. Nobody's going to say that's too much. Find yourself in a room where the persons that are there will, you jump out. Oh, I have this idea to start this business. The person that heard you say it should be like, that's good. That's good. I like that. But what if we do this too? Like, what if we add that? Or, and then somebody else said, maybe we could shift this a little bit. Maybe we could tweak this a little bit. But you're adding to each other's creativity. You're adding to each other's thought process because you're in a room with like-minded people. Find yourself with like-minded people. That's the only way that you grow. That's the only way that you learn. It's myself, for example. I would say this. I have 30 minutes of social battery. 30 minutes of social battery. If I'm at a party, you're going to get 30 minutes of the best of me. I'm going to be all fun. I'm going to be all, jolly and stuff like that. After that 30 minutes, energy is going to dial down. It's going to keep going down. And then I reach a point where I'm in a corner somewhere, or I am in my car, ready to go. I just need to leave. I can't be in a certain environment for too long. It's just not my thing. But take me to a business mixer. That 30 minutes turns into 30 hours. I kid you not. I have the most energy in the environments that I feel as though I can learn and grow in, that I feel as though the energy matches, what I have going on in my mind. When I go to a business mixer, I am just energized. I'm so amazed. I'm mesmerized at these people. A lot of them have similar stories too. The story of starting from nothing and making it into this big thing, this thing that affects and impacts so many people, this thing that has been able to create jobs and opportunities. And when I walk into those rooms and I listen to these people and I listen to their stories and I get into their mindset, I'm like, yeah, this is it. I am so 100% all the time. Get yourself in rooms where you feel like the energy flows, and you can be at maximum capacity and it will not be too much for the people. As a matter of fact, get yourself in a room where you're not the biggest in terms of energy, where you're not the smartest, you're not the biggest, you are not too much. But you are there and you're able to grow and you're able to learn, and people are able to pour into you as you pour into them, and you just get into rooms with people that are fountains and not trains. That is one of the things I want us to prioritize in 2026. I myself will be doing that. Life, all the challenges that comes with it, your health, your past, your present, your future, your investments, your business, every single thing that you want to know, take it to God. I promise you, we wouldn't get a better answer anywhere else. The Creator knows the creation best. So let's focus on that. There are so many other things that I want to talk to us about as it relates to this year. This year is different. I feel like there's a shift in the mindset and understanding of even the youths, even the young people. We're on a different level, And the other day, I felt really old. Tell me why this girl at my workplace told me that she did not know who Ludacris is. What do you mean? I'm telling her that I had like a phase where I was obsessed with Ludacris, and she was like, "Who's Ludacris?" I've never felt so old. I've never felt so old. I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean? Who's Ludacris? Like, come on now. Come on. We're not. So I'm still amongst the young people. Is my point. But sis just made me feel really old. That was not okay. That was not cool, man. But I'm getting to that point where 30 is a serious age. 30 is a serious age. I don't know if I'm there yet to where I'm not turning 30 this year, but I'm close. I'm closed. But I'm learning to embrace, my age. I feel as though I ran from being an adult for a long time. I don't know if that makes sense, but I was trying to be like, I'm not an adult. You know how you walk when you're walking sometimes and you kind of have an encounter with a kid or someone that is not even really a kid, but they call you auntie. I hate that. Don't call me. Don't call me. Don't call me auntie. That's crazy work. I don't know. I was running from being an adult for the longest while. But yeah, I'm learning to embrace this age. I'm learning to embrace this season. I'm learning to embrace all that comes with it. I have so much that I want to tell you guys, that I want to talk to you guys, that I want us to do in the year 2026. We will do another part to this video. We will learn and grow together. Let's leave some things in 2025. Let's leave all the stuff, all the unnecessary things that we need. Let's take wisdom. We're going to take effective communication in 2026. We're going to carry that throughout the year. This is not just a New Year's resolution that we're going to take from January to March. And speaking of New Year's resolution that we take from January to March, let's not do that. Let's stay consistent, committed to our goals. And if you haven't already done it, write your vision. The Bible said to write the vision and make it plain. Write the vision. Write your vision. That is not a myth. That is not a myth. Write your goals down. And you don't necessarily have to write the goals for the entire year and just have it there. Write your goals. And as you go along, new things might happen. You might have new inspiration, new aspiration, all these things. Write them down throughout the year. It's okay. Tell it to God. Take it to God. Let Him direct your steps. Let Him direct your path and walk in the direction. I've tried it every other way. That's why I believe I can speak on it. I've tried it every other way. Take it to God. I promise you, it's not a myth. It works. Take your visions to God. Let Him be the center of all that you do, and you will see the difference. You will see the absolute difference. We're going to be holding each other right here on the Purposeful Podcast. We're going to hold each other accountable more. We are going to speak life into each other. Matter of fact, drop a comment right now. Drop a comment. Encourage somebody. Let's speak life into each other. I know sometimes that life gets tough. Situations happen, things happen that discourages us from our goals. It's important to have a community that could uplift you in those moments, because it is not even a maybe. It's not a maybe or perhaps those moments will come. Those moments will come. But it's important to have a community that will lift you up in those times. So let us be that community here on the Purposeful Podcast. Let us be that community for each other. Drop a comment, drop something that you want to share, drop a goal that you want to achieve. Anything that you want, drop it in the comments. We are here for you. We're here for each other. Let's leave certain things in 2025. Let's leave procrastination. We're not going to be doing that. And I said we because myself included. Yeah, we're not going to be doing that. We are going to be intentional. We are going to be purposeful. We are going to walk. We're going to move. We are not waiting on the right moment. Take it from me, the right moment never comes. The right moment never comes. You have to walk. You have to move. You have to... If there was such a thing as a right moment where you figure everything out, you wouldn't need God. And you need God. So move on the things that God has called you to do, and trust that your faith will guide you there, that God will lead you there. Have faith. We're not taking all the negative things with us throughout this year. And let's leave being mean in 2025, because why? We're not being mean. Let's not be mean. I went to GRE. If you live in Guyana, you know GRE. I went to GRE the other day, and this guy was so mean for no reason. And I'm not if you know me, you know that I'm one of the nicest people you could have an encounter with, especially as a customer service representative, because I know how hard it can be. And I do not want to make anybody's life unnecessarily hard, you know. So I'm always really nice. And then he was so mean, and it kind of made me almost step out the character a little bit. But God is working. God is working. So... let's not be mean. Because mean for what? The world is already aggressive, you know. Life is already aggressive with us. Let's treat each other with a little bit of tenderism, with a little bit of care, with a little bit of, calmness. We're okay. We're gonna be okay. But let's not be mean. Let's leave being mean in 2025. Because mean for what? That really got under my skin though. I promised myself that I wouldn't let anybody take me to 100 in terms of my anger in 2026. So I really had to calm down because I wasn't about to let that encounter push me to a place that I don't want to be. Don't let people have that much power over you, over your mind, over your day. Don't do it. Don't do it. Be really focused on what you want to do, what you want to feel. This life is yours. I I really think that you could navigate how you want to feel. You can't control people's actions, but you can't control how you react. So let's not give people that reaction, Let's not give people our 100% of anger or whatever it is, frustration, aggression. Let's not allow them to take us to that place. But be more intentional about that. So that's some of the things I wanted to talk to you guys about. I have so much more that I want to say, but I know that in everything there's a time and a place, and God said that when the time is right, He will make it happen. I am so happy that you guys joined me for this episode. I know it's shorter than normal, but I did get some things off my chest that I had to say to you guys. Please feel free to drop a comment. Remember that audio drops on Apple Podcasts on Spotify on Thursdays. Video drops on YouTube on Fridays. Stay tuned. Share the video with somebody. Join the Purposeful family. Let somebody else join. And let us just build a community that uplifts each other and grow and heal and become all that we are meant to become in the most intentional way possible. And I will see you guys next time, babies. Bye.